What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm Bandit Barney, bringing you everything you need to know about Red Dead 2 and Red Dead Online. Thank you for the recent support. If you're not subbed already, make sure to hit that sub button and that bell. Double daily videos for you. Let's dive in right now. We're gonna do another comments video where we're talking about and corresponding with you guys that have left comments, some funny, a lot of them just honest feedback related to the game. And this is something we like to do once a week. If you want to be in one of these, just make sure you're leaving comments throughout the week. And if you leave something good that we see, you're probably going to end up in here. Or you could say something really mean and you'll probably end up here, as some people have in the past. Really mean or funny. We like to put a few of those in. So let's start out with something regarding a recent video I did. I think it was 2 days ago now at this point, and that was how to get into a private lobby. One of our Discord members showed us that. Thank you for that, RBM. This person basically saying that, hey, when I've tried it before, I haven't been able to go to the butcher, so it doesn't really make sense to be in a private lobby if you can't go to the butcher. This from Rick Deckard. In the private lobby that I showed, the method that I showed you how to do it earlier this week, you can go to the butcher. That's the whole point of joining the private lobby. I totally agree with Rick. If you can't go to the butcher, there really isn't a point. But we'll link down below how to get to that private lobby if you haven't seen it already. When you do that, you're also going to be earning extra money, experience, and gold bars. So each time you do it for 30 minutes. You go down, hunt around roads, wherever, get your deer, turn that into the butcher, then go complete your mission, and you'll get around 1,000 experience, something like 54 bucks from the mission itself, not considering all the money you make from your hunting, and you get around 30 gold nuggets each time. So do it in 30-minute rotations. It works really well, and you do get to have the butcher. Just follow the method that I went over in that video. One thing that really piqued my interest was Rockstar doing a double XP weekend, and this is something related to the video we did about microtransaction store. What role does it play in Rockstar releasing it so early? For those of you that have been playing the game and are aware, like, there's really not a lot to spend your gold on besides turning all your weapons into gold. For those people that are higher levels, like in the hundreds and 200s, if you've been doing effective methods and whatnot, you probably have earned a lot of gold bars at this point, probably saving it up, or you may have spent some of it. But we're talking about how the microtransaction store might have just been a cash grab, or it's a way, an incentive that Rockstar will tell us every few updates, hey, you're gonna get some free gold bars, log in, play some. So it's an incentive to keep players playing. And this is from Sloth King related to that. And he says, to be perfectly honest, a double XP weekend would be far more appreciated than a gold bar giveaway. And I have to totally agree with Sloth King. One, because I spent an outrageously over amount of gold bars and I just don't have anything to spend them on. But two, because right now one of the biggest thresholds for me is just the level. And I'm not a very high level. I think I'm level 35 or 36, and it would be really nice to be able to get in a weekend where we could play a lot. This would definitely increase how much people were playing, because when they give, Rockstar says, hey, we're gonna give you 5 gold bars if you play this weekend, like they did in their last update. You hop on for 10-15 minutes, and at this point, most of the players are really dedicated players who are playing regardless of the gold bars, and the incentive to jump on and get those gold bars is leading the casual players that Rockstar's trying to get on to just play for like 10-15 minutes and not, you know, for a day or two. So a double XP weekend would be really nice. It'd be something that we could really take advantage of, and I agree, it would get a lot more people to play than 5 gold bars. Now, one thing to question here is, how easy would it be for Rockstar to do double XP weekend? As far as I know, in my opinion, and I'm not the gamer that knows all, I just have my experience at hand. Most of the games that have done double XP weekend are games like Call of Duty, Gears of War, games that give you a lobby to go in. So you go into a matchmaking lobby, and at the end, they count up the XP and you see how much XP you made in total, right? So maybe Rockstar, and I think what that allows is that at that very end point, all they have to do is, like, there's some code or something, double that. that value, right? Whereas if you're playing in Red Dead, you're in free roam. I don't know how easy it would be to double the XP that animals give you, that NPCs give you when you kill them. So I don't know how that easy that would be, but regardless, we could still get double XP for story missions, stranger missions, and showdown series, gun rush, race missions. So we could still get double XP for that. I'm not sure if this is something that they've done with GTA in the past. I think they have. Obviously, some of you guys in the comments are going to have the answer to that, so just let me know. But I would totally agree. I would rather have the double XP weekend over free gold bars. What do you think? This comment from Josh King. What a douche canoe. This video sucks. You suck. And if I ever see you in my Red Dead Online lobby, I'm gutting you with my machete like the squealing hog you are. Dude, what the f, bro? What the f? Why are you so angry at me? This is something I never understand. Like, you click on someone's video and they piss you off so much that you leave a comment like this. Josh, I hope your week gets off to a better start than it did last week when you left this comment. Actually, you left this comment on a recent video. I hope your week turns around, man. I hope your week turns around. Thanks for leaving a comment. Thanks for watching the video. I appreciate your view, man. Hope it turns around for you. Colin D. Adding new content without a stable code base is like building a house on quicksand. There's no such thing as a free lunch. Maintaining servers and new content costs millions at this scale. You should be grateful for what is currently available considering the time frame. This is kind of a stance I'd say like a dedicated portion of the community is taking, which is Rockstar's moving it at large scale. There's tons of people that are playing their game and making sure that the game is like the different bugs and things are worked on before we start adding new content is important. And I totally agree with the standpoint of it's really important to get, I'm spitting everywhere. It's really important to get a smooth working game. It's important to flesh out the bugs and the glitches before you start adding content. Because what happens is when you add content, inherently there tends to come bugs and issues with it. So if you just keep adding content without working on the bugs will add up, and it makes the game not smooth and less enjoyable when, for example, things like the butcher bug keep happening where the butcher's just stealing certain items from you. So I totally agree with the standpoint of these things need to be fleshed out. What I don't necessarily agree with is that I think at this point in developing and game developing, especially with a AAA title, when you release your game, right, you release it in beta and then you release a microtransaction store while the game's in beta. And I'm not against microtransaction stores, but when you release that, I think there is some responsibility to keep a steady flow of content, because essentially what that microtransaction store is a way for players to support the developers in further content and gameplay without everyone having to buy a DLC. So as soon as you release that microtransaction store, I think you do have a responsibility at some level to maintain the game with content that's new and appealing. And right now that's something that Rockstar, it's like a graph where it's just diving where player interest is just falling off. Now, having patience is important, yes, but I think it's fair to expect a little bit more from Rockstar. I think it's fair, and I guess that'd be the point I take. I respect Colin's standpoint of someone being patient, and I appreciate people that have this opinion because they're the people that are going to stick with the game, and ultimately when the game does get that new piece of content or that new title update that really adds a ton of value to the game, they're the people that are going to keep the game alive until that point, if that point does take a really long time to get to. So I appreciate you, Colin. Thanks for leaving the comment. I think that we can expect a little bit more from Rockstar. I think it's a little fair. This one from Korean2121. Barney, are you black? No. No. Corinne, are you colorblind? No, not black. We got another funny one, I guess, from Jim C. Numbers. Here's my take. I don't know what drugs you're using, but I would recommend you either drastically cut down on your intake or eliminate them altogether. So it looks like I found a new family physician, Jim. Currently the only drugs I'm taking are occasional Monster energy drinks. Plug at hashtag ad. No, I'm just kidding. I wish I had a Monster sponsorship. I don't have any sponsorships at the moment. My parents, my parents. No, not even them. No sponsorships right now. Jim, no drugs in the equation. This was related to the video where we talked about microtransactions in depth. I'm not sure what led Jim to think that I was taking drugs, but don't worry, bud. We don't need to have an intervention. I'm clean and sober. Another one related to the microtransactions side, you know, kind of linking on, it'd be nice if we took away that free gold bars for some double XP. But here's Martin Romaine. The online is not worth spending money on microtransactions. I logged in for about 15 minutes on Saturday just to qualify for the bars. We'll go back on Tuesday, collect them. Then I'll give it a miss till they drop some meaningful content. And this goes back to the comment where double XP would be better. Double XP would get players to play the game longer and more because they want to level up their characters. There's more incentive. When all you have to do is get on for 10 minutes to get your gold bars, things like this, what Martin's leaving this comment, are going to happen. People are going to jump in, get the gold bars, and bounce. So double XP would get players to play the game more, and that was kind of my... when I went over this microtransaction video, I was talking about how we might see Rockstar using these gold bars as incentives for players to keep playing as they work on a title update, which they announced in their last update was going to take a few months. So we may see them occasionally over the next couple months give us free gold bars. Maybe not, but I do agree that double XP would get players to play much more than, you know, handing out 5 gold bars every now and then. So Martin, thank you for your comment. Appreciate the support, man. And with that, we're gonna leave it on one of the funniest comments we've seen on the channel in a little while, and a lot of people upvoted this comment. You know what, I should go and pin this comment on the video. I think this was one on our update video. Next month's update from Kaz Nathan. Next month update. Horse balls increase and decrease with the change of weather. That's how useful these updates have been for us players. Kaz, clearly people have voted up your comment. You got us behind you, man. Like, I don't know if I could have said it better. That's how good these updates have been. They add gun rush mode. Gun rush mode is basically, for me, they could have just, instead of adding gun rush, done this method. Hey, and when you're in tumbleweed and the sun's out, your horse's balls are bigger. When you're in our armadillo, your horse's balls are smaller. Would have been as enjoyable for me as the gun rush update. Or we've had some people comment, and this was in past videos, that sometimes their female horse comes to them and their female horse has balls. Maybe we could get a patch update for that. So Kaz, thank you for the comment. You guys, thank you for the support on the channel. Really, really appreciate it. Growing every day, and that's thanks to you. I appreciate you. If you're not subbed already or haven't hit that bell for notifications, make sure to do that. We got twice daily uploads for you related to Red Dead Online and Red Dead 2. We're gonna follow this through until Rockstar gives us a nice title update. In the meantime, we're trying to bring you guys the best possible information that there is. Thank you for sticking around, sticking by me, and hope to see you in a future video. Until then, take care.